Our next speaker, Deputy Eoin Murphy. You have 10 minutes, Deputy.
Thank you, Chair. And I'll speak briefly in favour of the report, because I've spoken on this issue a number of times already in the House, and I do want to welcome the report and congratulate all the members and all the work that they have done. In terms of the reports that have come from committees in my brief time here in the Dáil, I think it's one of the best we've seen. It's clear, it's concise, and it makes some excellent recommendations. So, well done, and it's great to have an opportunity to speak in favour of it today. The direct provision system in this country is not fit for purpose, and I think it is a stain on us as a nation. This government has done so much in a relatively short period of time, and I think we've prioritised the right things, broadly speaking, but I think we mustn't leave this issue on the table when it comes to the next election. I don't want this to be in a Fine Gael or a Labour or any party's manifesto. I want it to be something that we have found conclusion to, a proper and a definitive answer as to how we're going to reform and change this system. Minister, I commend the work that you have done and the personal interest you have taken in this, and I do see that, and I think people are aware of it, and I do look forward to the report that's coming out, I think that you said at the end of this month, and I'd ask you to act on it immediately, this year, because if we don't, then it is going to be another delay, and other governments have blamed delays on various things. Let's not find ourselves blaming a delay because of the election. The election had been called, and we just didn't get a chance to do it in time. And you'll have all the support that you need from the backbenches in the work that you try to do with that report. I have spoken on this issue before in the House, and those opportunities have given me a chance to speak about the personal stories that I and all of us have come across who've dealt with this issue. I first got involved in politics 6 years ago, and from the very first day I had people coming to me with their own stories, and there were stories of mental health difficulties, stories of abuse of power in the provision centres, stories of bullying, and this hidden community that is there in our society. They're almost lost within Irish life, and the terrible thing is now that the stories that you hear, because it's gone on for so long, the great majority is about children who have grown up in direct provision. The only memories they know are direct provision. How did we allow that to happen? And what does that say about us as a country, this country, in this day and age? Because, and it's been alluded to already by other speakers, they're going to have real problems as a result. And you can see that some of them do, unfortunately. That's a terrible thing. That's a terrible legacy, because when a child is impacted at a young age, unfortunately that's, for many of them, their life then. I mean, that's not something that they can easily get away from. Adults have had a difficult time too, and I've met many of them, and as they've moved through into naturalisation and become citizens, they have found reasons to hope and be happy, and they've begun to rebuild their lives. Not without difficulty, but they have had that chance. But for a child, I think it's far more difficult. And it is wrong that we have had children grow up in these systems. So I support the recommendations, and I also believe, though, that we need to introduce an amnesty. And I have said this before, because what was meant to be a temporary system for 6 months, or maybe perhaps more, has evolved into something permanent, on average 4 years. Just on average, and people are in the system far longer, and I have met them. And that's our fault. Whether we like it or not, that's our fault. It's our responsibility. And I believe that they deserve an amnesty, and I believe that we should make them citizens. And I believe that should be part of the recommendations, Minister, that you make when you get a chance, hopefully, to finally resolve this situation. But I do commend the report and all the work that you've done. It is one of the best reports, I think, that have come through the House since my election here. Thank you.